Meyer.
Here.
Young.
Here.
Yeah, you took us out of order a little bit.
Just a smidge.
Well, you have to put Kathy after she's
Here.
Yeah.
Sworn.
sworn in.
Well, we'll do the Pledge of Allegiance.
Let's start over again.
Bring everybody up. I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, now we'll call this meeting to order once again and can have a roll call.
We got it.
We don't need to do another roll call.
Yes, because now we got everybody.
No, we gotta do the
oath
Oath of office. Well, it is with pleasure that I get to swear in two lovely ladies to join me on the City Council of West Burlington, and I think this will be the first time that we've ever had a majority. Good things are happening for the city. And Hans is absent this evening, so I offered to fill in for him and do the swearing, so if you guys both come up here. I really don't want to walk very far. Don't you two just stand over there. All righty. Try to get out of the picture. Raise your right hand. I state your name.
I, Melanie Young,
I, Kathy Newberry,
Do solemnly swear.
do solemnly swear
That I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Iowa,
and the Constitution of the State of Iowa,
and that I will faithfully and impartially,
and that I will faithfully and impartially,
to the best of my ability,
to the best of my ability,
discharge all the duties
discharge all the duties
of the office of City Council
of the office of City Council
in the City of West Burlington, Iowa,
in the City of West Burlington, Iowa,
is now hereafter required by law.
is now hereafter as required by law.
Congratulations.
Thank
and
you.
welcome.
Thanks, Chris.
All right, now can I really have a roll call officially? The third time?
Newberry.
Aye. Or here.
Still here.
Meyer.
Yep.
Lees.
Here.
Young.
Here.
Now that we're moving along, I need a motion to perfect and approve the agenda.
So moved.
Support.
Motion with support. All those in favor?
Aye.
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 All right, moving on to the consent agenda, we have items, holy moly, 1 through 17, and it's approve the minutes from the special council meeting on November 1st, approve the regular city council meeting on November 3rd, approve the liquor license renewal for Highway 34 truck stop, approve the liquor license renewal for Westland Fast Break, approve payment to the Burlington Public Library, approve payment to the Greater Burlington Partnership for the hotel motel tax, approve payment to Southeast Iowa Regional Airport Authority their annual contribution, approve payment to Burlington Fire Department for ambulance services, approve payment to Dave Bazine Electric, approve payment to Quad City Analytical, approve payment to Fastenal, approve payment to Municipal Solutions, approve payment to Merschman's Fertilizer, approve payment to Celebrite, approve payment to the Iowa Municipal Workers' Compensation Association, approve the clerk's monthly financial report for September 2021, and approve claims as presented in the amount of $732,581.45. Any questions or comments and concerns?
I did have a question. I know we're asking for payment to the airport authority and also to the library. And currently we don't have anybody on those boards, if I'm not mistaken. And I'm just curious if we have a plan, or when do we get people on those boards?
We have a couple people that have been interested in the library board. And and Hans said he would be willing to serve on the airport authority board after his term expires. So that's kind of where we're at with that.
So like the ones or somebody else, how's this work for boards? If people are interested in the library, do they come and tell you, or they?
Yeah, and actually, we're going to have an article in the newsletter that's going
Okay.
out about some of the boards. We have 2 seats open on our Planning and Zoning Commission. We'll have 2 seats at the end of the year open on our Board of Adjustment. And we need to appoint somebody to be
Always.
we have a lot of appointments we'll be making
Okay.
in January.
So that's a normal January thing, we
Yeah.
do it, and if we have
So, for
vacancies,
some-
we just let them vacant till the next term?
You can fill them in as
Oh, we could've-
as
okay,
necessary, if you have candidates.
Okay, gotcha.
But typically, council would review boards and commissions at the beginning of the year, and obviously with the change in mayor and council, there'll be a switch. Some of those are automatic positions for the mayor. Some are elective and would be distributed amongst the council members. So, and then, of course, the public as well. So Kelly has a whole list that she's putting together that we'll send out to you.
And then we'll learn how, like if I just know of someone who I think would be good at it,
Yep.
we just tell you?
We just
or-
have a short, it's not really an application, it's more of
Okay.
an interest form.
Cool, okay.
For people to fill out, and then you can mark which boards they're interested in and kind of go from there. Yeah, ideally, we wouldn't leave them vacant this long. I think with COVID, we've kind of left everything open a little bit longer than we normally would want to.
Gotcha.
Yeah, we need to get them filled. We have 3 seats on the Animal Control Board, which fortunately does not meet very often, but they need to either be reappointed or some new, if anybody else is interested.
Gotcha.
So,
My concern is we sent a lot of money towards these boards, this case today, what, $45,000 or so, and I'd like to have somebody from West Burlington speaking to, representing what we want there.
And the library board is just, it's a non-voting
You
seat, but it is nice to have somebody just there to listen, to see what they're talking about and report back, yeah.
Great, thanks.
And Councilmember Crowner and myself are on the Chamber Board, Economic Development, and
Convention and Tourism Bureau.
And then I guess the other thing I had a question on is the Fastenal invoice of $10,000. I think it was for Valve Masters.
That's the valve exercising machine. It was put in the budget last year. It was budgeted for. The money was in the account, that account number that's on there, and we've been waiting since July
Gotcha.
because of COVID, and it finally showed up. So it's sitting in our shop right now.
Okay, so it wasn't used in the recent sewer thing, had nothing to do with that?
Nope,
Okay,
that's sewers. This is for water.
cool. I guess we keep those two separate, don't we?
Yeah, we want to keep them separate.
Okay, all right, I'm learning. Thank you, thank you.
I need a motion to approve the consent agenda.
Motion to approve the consent agenda as presented.
Second.
Motion with support. Any other questions? Roll call.
Crowner,
Aye.
Hightmeyer.
Aye.
Lees,
Aye.
Young,
Aye.
Newberry.
Aye.
Motion passed. We'll go to staff reports. We'll start with Greg.
Just a couple items tonight, Your Honor. We've started the budget process. Budgets are due on the 1st, then we'll begin staff meetings first week or 2 in December, get things pulled together. The auditors should be at the council meeting on December 15th to review the audit, trying to get that wrapped up as quickly as possible. Angie is working on that as well with the auditors and working through the MD&A, the management discussion and analysis. Put together a couple TIF examples for the residential projects that are proposed to give them additional information on how that works. Waiting to hear back from them on how they'd like to proceed. Last week I sent out the budget special report from the Iowa League of Cities. You probably should have received an email as well. I encourage you to take a look at that. It's got some good information in there. I guess we complained enough on the water tower. They repainted it now rather than in the spring. Did not go up today. Mike can fill you in more on the water tower. And Kelly's working to put together an orientation packet in preparation for orientation in December sometime. And we received, ordered another 100 trees free for arrival in the spring, and I'm thinking we may be able to do a giveaway as well on those for folks that want those. So we'll have 200 coming in the spring now. These are 100 free ones we got this week, so.
What are the size of those trees, Greg?
These are the seedlings, the ones that are coming in now. Some of those seedlings we'll be putting in out at the wastewater treatment plant in either a gravel bed or in a different option that Lisa and I talked about this week as well. So, and then we'll have those, they usually grow 3 to 4 feet in a year or so in those gravel beds, and we'll have those available for projects or as needed as well, in addition to the Trees Forever grant that we're waiting to hear from. So.
Greg, will a comment on those go in the newsletter so people can plan?
In the spring? Yeah, we'll probably put one closer. I didn't put it in the winter one, but we could put it out on Facebook or.
Because if people know they can get them for free, they'd rather do that than spend $50 on a new one.
Sure.
Or whatever. Thanks.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I've already passed that information on to Pat Klein. I was over at the park with her. They're planting a tree for her brother that passed, and there's 3 more siblings that they want to get more for, and I informed her that we were getting seedlings and we were going to grow some so she could contact us next fall when we get ready to plant if she wants to go ahead and buy. And she talked about getting the rest of them in, one for her, and so they got one for every family member in the park over there. So I did pass that on to her before she purchased somewhere that she could check and see what flavor of trees we had, or if she was interested in them.
Thank you.
Yep, absolutely. That's all I had.
We'll move to Public Works. Mike?
I've been working with DOT on North Gear with the highway construction going on and all the truck traffic, and the road's really coming apart. We marked out some stuff. They're surveying it. They're supposed to be doing some temporary work to get me through winter, and then when that whole highway project's done, they're supposed to get back with me and help us get repaired and fixed back for that truck route on our section of that. So waiting to hear back from them on that. This week I was working with Mike Norris and Phi Construction out there for the bus barn on that sewer force main that's part city and part private. We did locate it. We found a tracer wire and talked to Mike about installing a manhole where they're tying into it. We don't really do that on service, but this is a force main and not a gravity, so they can put a shut off in there. So if they have any problems, we can kill them while they do their repairs without having to shut Emerald Glen down and the new subdivision and everyone else. So they were all in compliance, even though it wasn't in their drawings. I informed them that it was best for everybody if they could put that in and take care of it. So that's going to be done, I don't know, soon. They got to get the manhole. They're going to be boring the pipe. The locates are in. Their water's already tapped and hooked up. So it looks like everything's moving along for that bus barn out there. Been working on my budget. Constantly sweeping leaves and hauling bags. Bags are picking up. We had 2 truckloads this week on Monday. Jet and sewers, we're up to today, or tomorrow they'll be jetting from Wheeler back to Mount Pleasant Street, and we'll be starting at Ballard and working all the way to the west lift to pull everything on out that we've shoved to this point as we've been through town. We've serviced, today I had Katie help me with it. We've approximately taken care of 1,200 residents that we've been by and jetted, and out of the 1,200, we've had 8 issues is all. So once we finish this section today or tomorrow and Friday, we'll be moving over to the south side of the freeway. We'll be over on Agency in that area. We'll keep everybody posted on the site, and then we got to do out Brushtown and going out west too. We got several more weeks. Hopefully the weather stays with us so we can get everything done, but we're moving along on that. As Greg said on the tower, they postponed it. It was supposed to go up today because of wind. They couldn't. They have a guideline on when they can and can't raise, and tomorrow it's going to be too windy. Right now the potential is early Friday morning they're going to try it, unless Mother Nature doesn't cooperate. They will try and get it raised in. That's all I got.
I'm going to make one quick comment and just say to you and all of your staff, this has been a heck of a year.
we've thrown a lot at you, a lot of projects, so great job. I think everything that we kind of expected to be done, got done in the timeline we expected, and everything's looking really good. So hopefully, I know you still got some more to do, but I wouldn't mind you having a week off here somewhere too, so.
I'm trying, but my desk isn't getting cleared off yet. I still got a lot to do.
Well, thank you very much.
Well, he'll be sharpening up the snow plows.
We started that, John started that yesterday. We put the chains around the 2 trucks. We're servicing some trucks. We got 1 truck that we don't use a lot that's got the sander on it, and that's in the schedule for our short week next week. We're only here 3 days because of Thanksgiving, and John's in the shop working on that, pulling things out and greasing and prepping, and unfortunately, Mother Nature keeps peeking around the corner at us, giving us flurries, so she'll be coming sooner or later.
And I'm thinking that probably next Monday and the following Monday, you'll have more bags to pick up as Levine's quit their yard waste disposal as of Wednesday of this week.
Yes, they quit, and then the wind we've been having, it's kind of hard for people to chase them and catch them here lately, so if the wind calms down and the rest of the leaves come out, there'll be plenty more to pick up, but,
Anybody else have anything for Mike?
Just quick, Mike, how is that pickup going? Are you getting any feedback? Do you prefer it over managing a drop-off point out by the water tower?
because of my staff jetting sewers and having them everywhere else, I've been the one taking the truck around with John, and I've been involved. I've been doing the leaf pickup myself, just because I have so much to do, and there's only 8 of us to do it, so. No, it hasn't been bad. I mean, yeah, we had 2 trucks full, and I'm sure next week it might get to where we take the loader out to start loading them instead of throwing them all up in the dump truck.
Okay. Thank you. Thanks.
All right, we'll go on to Jesse.
First off, I'd just like to thank all my employees for the weekend that they worked. We had an unfortunate thing that happened at Pat Klein Park. Also, I'd like to thank the several departments that assisted us, along with DCI, Iowa State Patrol, Burlington Police Department, and Des Moines County Sheriff's Department. Without their help and assistance this week, it would have been very long and tiring for our guys. So, nope, I was just proud of them. Not a whole lot of detail we can go into it as of right now. We're still investigating and doing some loose ends on that. We're getting more information. Again, if anybody had seen anything in reference to the homicide on Sunday, any little information is greatly appreciated, and they can call me at the police department. We'll see what they got for us. Bruce has 4 weeks left in the academy, doing well, and Bryce is doing well in the FTO program. We're looking at cutting him loose here in December out on his own, so we're getting there with our manpower. Any questions?
Sean?
I'll start out with 537 Spring Street. Pretty well-known dump. I gave them a deadline. We found out last week, Jesse and I attended a meeting with the one owner, individual responsible for the mess. They had signed it over. They did a quick claim on it. So I was able to meet with the new owner right away, explained our expectations, and gave them a deadline to have the outside cleaned up by 5 o'clock last Wednesday. They had it cleaned up by 2:30 last Wednesday. And they're working on the inside at the same time. So they know the expectations regarding that property before they can actually start living in it again. And tried hunting her down today. I couldn't find her, so I'm going to spend the rest of the week trying to hunt her down so I can check on the progress, make sure everything's going smoothly for her. Last of the lawn's been mowed in town. I don't foresee any more lawns being mowed for the rest of the year. Hopefully that's all taken care of. I do want to remind those watching that we do have a snow ordinance with regards to you have to, if it's over 1 inch of snow, you have to have it cleaned off your walk within 24 hours of the snow stopping.
48 hours.
Okay, 48 hours after the snow has ceased. You have to have it cleaned off your sidewalks. Do not put it in the street. The same rules apply to snow removal as they do with lawn clippings and mowing your lawn. If the city comes along and notices it, we will have it abated for you at and the starting price is $150 by ordinance. So it's a lot easier to get out there and shovel your walk or find somebody that can shovel it for you. And on the fire side, the Firefighters Association has kicked off their annual Toys for Tots drive. So they'll be out doing, this will be the second year they're doing the Fill the Stocking. So they'll be out at intersections in West Burlington asking for donations that will be used to purchase toys for the less fortunate and needy in our community. Toys for Tots actually in Des Moines County serves all of Des Moines County. So it's, you know, if you're here giving, it helps the whole county. Danville, Yarmouth, Mediapolis, Burlington, West Burlington, all of us. It's not leaving the county, it stays within. So it's a good thing. We've been doing this charity for well over 12 years. And it's, Zach Boyd said it best the other night, this is one that really, you know, of all the things we do, this is the one that makes him most emotional, makes us all most emotional, because we really see the good that comes back out of it. So, otherwise, do you have any questions for me?
I was going to say, you did quite well last year, if I remember right, in filling the stocking.
We did great, and we really appreciate the public's assistance in that. We wouldn't have been able to do that well without the public, so we're hoping to do just as well, if not better, this year.
Just a question, yeah. The siren that we had a problem with 2 weeks ago, has there been any issues with the siren again, or is it all fine and dandy?
No other issues. It went off that Wednesday night as planned, so we're not, nobody knows. I haven't followed up with Gina to ask her what she thought of it, but no other issues, so at least now I know how to shut it off if I need to, so.
Well, there's the bright side.
That's the price.
I was at the fire station.
Cut her down, gotcha. And I'm not sure who between Mike and Greg, but we talked about the sidewalk on Broadway, and the DOT was on the bridge about a week or so ago. Any chance of them or us working on that sidewalk so it's not iced over here this winter as people walk to and from Walmart, people being me, for one?
The problem we have is by the time we get the streets addressed and done,
Yeah.
then that's already froze down. It's the next day when we come back is when we try and run the uniloader down that sidewalk or the wing and clean it. But then every pass the DOT makes, they throw their slush back down on it. So I don't know how you resolve not having stuff froze on that sidewalk.
My concern is, I mean, there's some drainage is happening there. If you go and at 2 days after every other sidewalk's dry in the city, there's drainage
That's the
coming.
water coming off the freeway. That's their drains that come down the overpasses, and that's how it's set up to work.
Is anybody talking to them about, can we, I don't know, do something? So that
I can try. I mean, it's the same thing over at West Burlington Avenue. I mean, as fast as, I mean, there's not a sidewalk, I mean, at one side, but the same thing. Those big balls will freeze. I don't know when they go. I can't have a guy stand there and
Yeah,
clean
no, I
it.
don't expect them to go there.
I just don't know how to keep up with it.
Just, I think, if the right people look at it, there's probably some ground that can move, or culverts that can be put in, or concrete that's not doing what it's supposed to.
Kind of like the bridge going over the river. Those intakes are on the overpass itself with the holes, and then you got the square tube, and then they dump down. I don't know. I can talk to the DOT, but I don't know what the answer is there.
Yeah. And
We try and, like I said, by the time we get streets and stuff done,
Yeah.
and we get back to do our winging and stuff, Brad tries to keep that sidewalk where he can reach right under the overpasses, but when we get a lot of deep snow, we have run all the way down there, but then I end up tearing up sod, and Greg had showed me a piece of equipment that works for sidewalks. It's kind of expensive, but it's a broom and stuff, but once again, I don't have a man to set in that machine and keep going up and down that sidewalk and taking care of it, so don't know what the answer is there. One other
Just
thing.
need something, I think there's a solution, and it's not your guys cleaning all the time. That's not gonna work. I get that totally, but it is a safety concern of people having to walk in the street there, and it's a specific issue there. We also talked a little bit, maybe putting some lighting there, so at least when you have to go out in the street, you walk on the ice, you can see the ice you're walking on, because you don't now. And my concern is a lot of multifamily housing near there, and the folks are walking back and forth over to Walmart. Not 24 hours a day, but probably 24 hours a day. And in the winter, it's going to be more of an issue. So it's a safety concern. I don't expect you to fix it, I expect the DOT, I just don't know how to get them to do it.
I
But on
don't know.
that, Greg, we talked about the information signs coming off of 34 for West Burlington. If you look at it, we don't do anything here in town, because our signs don't show gas stations, restaurants, or anything, they're blank. And that doesn't draw anybody into our city when you look at the blue signs and they're blank, so we talked a little bit about trying to look at that. Again, nobody in this room, I think, needs to solve, we're not the doers, we just got to ask the right questions and hopefully get that looked at.
Yeah, and we can touch base with the district engineer or interim district engineer too.
Cool. Thank you. Those are my only two things. Thanks.
There was one thing, Teresa, I forgot. Back to this jetting of sewers. I know the council was approached, whether it was last year or several months back, about doing a multi-text to let people know, and that was voted down or not voted for, or we didn't have it in the budget. I've asked Brad to put that in his budget again, because in those 8 incidents, 4 of those people don't know what the city Facebook is. They don't have the internet, they don't have a computer, and they don't get the Hawkeye. So we're not getting to everybody we need to. There's a lot of the older citizens that, most of them have a cell phone or a regular phone, landline, they have a phone of some sort. We need to do that multi-text and then I know we would get to everybody and not miss anybody that way. I'd just like the council to reconsider that option when that comes back on the table again as a better way to, not only for me jetting sewers, I mean other alerts and things too. It's just hydrant flushing, and I'm sure Jesse's department could use it for different alerts and stuff too, but I would like you guys to seriously think about that again if that comes back up.
Good idea, because I have 3 neighbors that don't have any of that.
And that's those neighbors
They have
where
a flip
I
cell
had the
phone.
problem, when we found a manhole on your street that was completely filled with roots, the whole manhole. We had to go in with a cutter and a wand, and then
It didn't come from me.
it was right below your
I can
house.
tell you who maybe, but anyway.
Right below your house, and I know that stuff runs downhill, so.
There's a number of services that provide that. Civic Plus is a website provider that a lot of communities have switched to. I used it in the past as well, and typically add 500 to 1,000 users on an annual basis that signed up for the service. It was the most popular service on that webpage.
But I was kind of surprised myself, like I said, the ones that come out the doors or walked up the street upset, and, I explained to them what we're up
And I
to.
thought,
Yeah, your neighbor was one of them, and he was when I told him what we were doing, showed him in the manhole what we'd ran into and what we got to do and why we do this, and he was very, very polite then and understood and realized we had to do what we got to do. But I just think we're not connecting with the citizens just by that website and the paper. It's not getting to them, because a lot of them was your neighbors that had no internet, no nothing.
I keep trying.
And I don't know, but I just
Their
think we
internet.
should try,
Multitask.
and I know Andy's brought this up about the notices and trying to do this, and we're doing that, and trying to contact people the best we can, to let them know. It's on the radio. Each time we move, Brad's been changing it daily for me, or what location we will be in, and trying to do the best I can do, but I can't help those people when they don't have access to the internet or ways of receiving the information. So I think as us, as a city as a whole, we should look into maybe another option or another way
A
to
lot of
help.
those people do listen to KBUR, and I don't know how we can even get that on KBUR, because those people are up at 5:30 a.m. every day. It's like, not 4. But, I do know to listen to the radio. So maybe we can touch them that way. All right, Kelly, you have anything?
We do have an invitation here for an elected officials open house. We're going to plan it for December 15th, before our last city council meeting of the year. So I'll pass that out, and we'll have that in the newsletter that's going out, and I'll send it out to some engineers and
Shoot.
some people that, organizations that we've been working with and Hans has worked with over the years, so. That's it.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Fancy.
Yeah, it looks good, Kelly.
Yep. You have anything from finance, my dear?
Nope, just
Just what you've got?
start working on the budget after I finish all the other things I had to get done.
Okay, well then, Council, Kathy, have any comments or questions so far? No?
Thank you.
Andy?
Couple quick things. Number one, just welcome, and Melanie, re-welcome.
Thank you.
Oh, nice to have you both here with us. Wanted to mention one thing. I'd like us to get started a little bit early talking about the pool for next year at some point. I don't know if you want to wait till January or not, but just what we're going to do there and bring in the why and start that conversation about if they're going to be involved again next year. And then, I know it's just starting to get cold, but my mind's already thinking 4th of July. So we just today got awarded a $500 grant from the CVB through the chamber. And that specifically, those funds were for growing the bags tournament that we started last year. So that is coming. I just sent you that email, so you'll have that info. Don't need anything tonight, but be thinking here in the next month or so if we want to go ahead and do 4th of July next year, because I'll be booking entertainment for it. Usually mid-December is when I do that. So that's all I got. Thanks.
Royce?
Welcome to Kathy and Melanie, and no more.
Thank you. Melanie?
I attended a budget workshop up in Coralville on November 9th. That was interesting, insightful, and now I'm even more intimidated about our budget process, but it was good to meet some of the folks from West Point and Danville. They said, hello, Kelly, and just to get familiar with the vocabulary more and the forms and stuff we have to fill out and understand the challenges of timeliness, and got a better appreciation, Angie, for you getting stuff done by December 1st. 4 reports are due by December 1st. Got it. So it was worthwhile for me to go to, and I appreciated the opportunity to do that. The other thing, just a question for up there with the federal government approving, what, $1.2 trillion spend. Is there any chance we get any of that in West Burlington? Or how do we find out about that stuff? The shovel-worthy or shovel-ready projects? Does that just filter to us, or how do we learn about it?
The league is a good resource.
Yeah, the league is typically a good resource, and it'll typically filter down through IDOT and regional planning commissions across the state. Often are involved as well, but no, the Iowa League of Cities is really our best resource, and they typically provide, as they are with ARPA and other things as well. They'll have resource pages and pages for submission of funding, and then I'm also signed up on like FHWA's website and DOT's website and different things, so you get notices from those different agencies as well. So, no, we'll keep an eye out for any funding opportunities, always on the lookout for.
But it kind of gets pushed out to us
It
type
will.
of stuff? Okay,
Yes.
cool, thank you, thanks. That's all I have.
I might mention again that the Municipal Leadership Academy, the first, there's 3 sessions, and the first one is in December. So if anybody's interested in going, Ron's going to go to the, there's several across the state. I think he's going to the one in Coralville on, what is that? Oh, it's in Cedar Rapids on December 11th. That's a Saturday. So we'll be registering him, and if anybody else is interested, let me know, and I can get you registered for that. That's a good one. And at that session, you will get the new updated,
Iowa Municipal Policy Leaders Handbook.
yes, I would, yeah, all that. But it's a really good resource to have, so. I think Melanie was planning on going.
Yeah, but look at the dates. Thanks.
All right. Anybody in the audience wish to come up and address anything for the council?
No.
We'll move on to new business. Item number 1 is to approve the annual financial report for fiscal year 2021. Angie, you have anything you want to say about this?
Supposed to be
Greg.
published tomorrow, so fingers crossed that they get it in the paper.
Typically, Angie would have the audit to utilize that's in putting this together. She and Cindy worked hard in pulling all of the numbers together and putting the report together. That's worked out well. She put a lot of time and effort into it, and it's basically a reflection of the budget from this last fiscal year, but typically we have the audit numbers finalized. By now, they've had gone off to other communities and are returning now back to West Burlington. So next year, hopefully, they'll have it to us sooner. It'll be a little less complicated, but it's basically a reflection of the budget from the previous year. And we will be going over the audit and obviously in more detail on the 15th of December.
And then this budget is what we'll use to start building next year's, correct?
It's a starting point. We typically have at least a couple of years' worth of history that we provide.
Motion to approve.
Support?
Motion with support. Any other questions or comments? Roll call.
Whitmire.
Aye.
Lees.
Aye.
Young.
Aye.
Newberry. Aye. Crowner.
Aye.
Motion passed. Item number 2 is to approve the annual urban renewal report for fiscal year 2021.
Motion to approve?
Support.
Motion with support. Any questions or comments from Angie or Greg?
The urban renewal report's not technically required for council approval. It's good to have it on so that you can see each of the areas and the projects that are ongoing throughout the TIF district and where your TIF dollars are being spent. It's a all-encompassing report. The TIF report that follows is probably, this one's rather lengthy and detailed and goes into a lot of detailed on an annual basis regarding each of the TIF districts and the area. The following report is the amount of TIF dollars that the city will be, or the debt that's created on an annual basis and the city will be collecting next year, which is, I guess I can wait for that, but if there's any questions on here, this is just an annual report that goes to the state regarding each of our TIF districts.
My only question is just, I know a lot of this we can't snap our fingers and change or anything at this point in time, but as you look at this report, you know, kind of, just being in this position, coming back here, are you seeing things that you're like, hey, this is not a good position here?
No, I think going forward, for example, let's see, I can't really discuss that. I think we'll be bringing some recommendations forward with particular projects on and how to proceed with those 9+% would be utilized for LMI projects. You'll see in this report, there's $118,000, I believe, in LMI set aside for projects like sidewalks, that we've talked about at the table, and they can be utilized during the budget process. Mike, there's another project we need to add to the capital project list.
Thanks.
Roll call.
Newberry.
Aye.
Crowner.
Aye.
Whitmire.
Aye.
Lees.
Aye.
Young.
Aye.
Motion approved. Item number 5 is to consider the annual TIF debt certification for fiscal year 2022-2023, and it looks like we're going to certify for $800,000.
Maggie with Spear Financial helped me out with this one and worked through it, and so I went off her recommendations and
And this is simply covering the debt that the city has already committed to, limited amount, and we're not capturing much. I think it's rounded, but you're not capturing much additional. As we noted, you got $3.25 million that's going back to the general fund, general funds, not just ours.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion with support. Any other questions or comments? Roll call.
Crowner,
Aye.
Hightmeyer,
Aye.
Lees,
Aye.
Young,
Aye.
Newberry.
Aye.
Motion approved. Item number 6, here it comes. Consider the second reading of an ordinance setting water rates effective January 2nd, 2022, and the new rates will go. The monthly distribution charge will increase to $33.16 from $28.51. The first 3,000 gallons, there's no charge with payment of the monthly distribution charge. With 3,001 to 1 million gallons, it'll be $12.71 per 1,000 gallons compared to $11.16. From 1,001 to, or from 1,000,001 to 1,500,000 gallons, it's going to be $10.45 per 1,000 gallons, and it's previously $8.90. From 1,500,001 gallons and above, it's $8.50 per 1,000 gallons, compared to $6.95 per 1,000.
Question, have we received any feedback after the last reading at City Hall regarding these rate changes or anything?
I have not.
Anybody gets calls?
Yeah. Yeah, everybody I talk to about it doesn't like it, but there's nothing we can really do about it at this point in time.
We have a water tower to pay for.
Yeah, we've got to,
We have two issues. We have the water tower to pay for, the SRF loan to pay back, but we also we also purchase water, which is an additional fee, rather than, than having our own wells or water source, so.
yeah, don't like the raises, don't wish they were going up, but really the last 2 years since I've been on here, those projects were all in the works and then we have to pay for them, so didn't really have an option.
We've seen it come, and it's been the plan.
We have one more reading for anybody that wants to come and voice their concerns.
Motion to approve.
Support.
Motion with a second. Any other questions or comments, concerns? Roll call.
Hightmeyer,
Aye.
Lees,
Aye.
Young,
Aye.
Newberry. Aye. Crowner.
Aye.
Motion passed. Item number 7 is to consider the final reading of an ordinance amending the penalty for false alarms.
Motion to approve.
Support.
Motion with support. Questions or comments? Roll call.
Lees,
Aye.
Young,
Aye.
Newberry.
Aye.
Crowner.
Aye.
Hightmeyer.
Aye.
Motion approved. Item number 8 is to consider a resolution amending the master fee schedule related to the false alarm fees. And the only thing out of that master alarm fees that we've looked at 100 million times already is just that for the third and subsequent false alarms, the increase goes to $100 from $50.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion with support. Any other questions or comments? Roll call.
Young,
Aye.
Newberry.
Aye.
Crowner.
Aye.
Hightmeyer.
Aye.
Lees.
Aye. Item number 9, consider payment to Snyder and Associates for engineering services related to the following projects. For the Des Moines County Landfill Lift Station, $1,612.61. For the Lures Park Water Restoration Project, $3,162.48. For the south lift station is $3,309. And then for the water tower booster station improvement project, it's $6,389.04.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion with support. Any questions, comments, concerns? Roll call.
Newberry.
Aye.
Crowner.
Aye.
Knightmeyer.
Aye.
Lees.
Aye.
Young.
Aye.
All right, well, that concludes all the new business. We don't have anything under old business. Is there anybody yet that wants to come up and talk? Oh. All right, anybody else have anything they want to bring up?
Motion to adjourn.
Support.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. We're adjourned. Please.